This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard with you as we're live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino for the next 4 hours today, leading into Monday Night Football. So we will preview that game several times over that span. We will go over Week 6 numbers that we have in the NFL. Armageddon in college football. Major League Baseball playoffs continue today. In fact, Tigers Guardians starting in about 8 minutes. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Nick Bogdanovich on the show today. Pat Forty as well on college football. What a weekend, man.
What a weekend.
I didn't want it to end.
Yep. And as we said, Saturday is going to be a quiet college football day.
Oh, no.
Bad matchups, nothing would happen. Yep, you nailed that. Oh, I thought Miami was going down, too.
Would have been another one, yeah.
Yep.
All those teams in the top 11 who lost. It's making the regular season and this year in college football the best one of our lives. And so plenty on that today and this week as well. The story, well, one of the stories in the NFL, Pauly, continues to be the massive upsets that are coming in. And what happened yesterday, Cardinals +7, 7.5 to go to San Francisco and win like that, dead and buried in the game, come out on top 24-23. The Giants, I thought it was a great spot for the Giants and a terrible spot for the Seahawks. It happened to play out like that. And so the Giants got them outright. So now dogs of 5.5 points or more are 19-4-1 ATS this year, 13 victories outright. And you wonder how this is now happening in San Francisco, like 2 times already on the year. We just watched this against the Rams not that long ago.
Yeah.
And they blew it again. This is an incredible stat in a tweet from Josh Dubow, who covers the NFL for the AP. The most losses in a regular season and playoffs for a coach in 49ers history after leading a game by 10-plus points. Bill Walsh and Dick Nolan did it 8 times. That's now 18 times for Kyle Shanahan. 18 when you're up by 10-plus.
I knew the fourth quarter thing. That's making the rounds. Because what's happened in the Super Bowl, oh, boy. It's on him again. And I know you got to take care of the ball. -3 in the turnover battle. What happened to the defense? Again, if a kicker gets hurt, anybody, huh? I mean, the punter made 1 field goal, 4th and 23. We're going for it now. We're not even going to try a field goal. And just, you can't stop the run. Murray gashes you right away. This team's in huge trouble. Big trouble. Because they can't take care of the ball and how bad the defense has been. So with a coach who either goes conservative, continues to blow games, and now Thursday becomes a huge game against Seattle. You gave up 170 on the ground.
Yeah.
How's that decision to get rid of Wilkes looking like?
No, 6.5 yards per carry, by the way.
Come on.
Right? Only 1 sack on Kyler Murray. I thought he was really good when it mattered most yesterday.
Yeah, red zone, horrific.
Terrible.
What they did in the red zone. Time and time again. Deep in Arizona territory, only 1 touchdown. Unacceptable.
I got news for you, too. If they don't return that blocked field goal for a touchdown, I think Arizona blows them out.
Good point.
It was a totally misleading score at halftime. And you're right, coupled with the injuries they've had so far to begin the year. And, oh, by the way, so I bet them with their win total under 11.5. That's because the back end of the schedule is an absolute bear. We're not even close to getting to that part of the schedule yet.
You're right.
They're 2-3.
Yep. Can't do it.
Are they a playoff team? I don't know.
I don't know. They're like $1.50 now to make the playoffs. This is just unacceptable. And this guy, huge downgrade. Not as bad as McDaniel, but you have to downgrade this guy significantly for how he treats end of halves, going conservative with all these weapons that he has, and he continues to spit up double-digit leads, and especially in the fourth quarter. You know, the other story of the season, you're right, you hit on it. Dogs of 6 points or more are 16-2-1 ATS, and I don't want to hear about Wong teasers again. It's like 25% this year. These Wong teasers, you're getting carried out.
Well, I'll give you one.
No one can cash on a teaser.
So I bet one more on Survivor coming up at the bottom of the hour. But I bet a 3-team teaser yesterday as kind of a mini hedge because I was still in Circuit Survivor going into the games yesterday. 2 legs of it were the Seahawks and the Niners down to -0.5 point. Hello.
Bye-bye.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, come on, think about that. So you're talking with the range where you want to tease these games, 6 points or more 16-2-1 ATS. I mean, it's the year of the dog. And school's out on Seattle. Absolutely fugazi.
Well,
That's going on at the same time. Their defense is atrocious. What is going on with McDaniel? They gave up also 170 on the ground. There's no Singletary, and there's no Neighbors. And you can't stop Danny Dimes.
Tracy looked good.
He sure did. And you also get the scoop and score on a 14-point swing to start, and you still lose the game.
That's right. I will push back a little bit. The defense has had several injuries. And I thought yesterday was one of the worst schedule spots of the entire year for any team. Again, they were coming off a trip to Detroit on Monday night, played in a super high-scoring game with like 1,000 combined yards, short rest, back at home. Giants played the previous Thursday night. It was a great spot for the Giants, terrible for Seattle. And
they got guys out, though. Come on.
So does Seattle.
I know, but they don't have Neighbors and Singletary. The other thing is, I love Grubb. Come on with the play calling. You're allowed to run the ball from time to time.
Walker had 5 carries in the game?
It's a joke. I know. And then again with the fiasco, with the block field goal, rather. I mean, they're going to tie that game. It's miraculous how they're going to tie that game. And then the jumping over the line, blocks it, houses it, touchdown, game over.
Is the season over for the Cincinnati Bengals?
I know you're 5%. It hasn't happened in a long time. It was Washington, I think, like 8 years ago, but they are up against it. It does appear that the schedule isn't as difficult as we thought, but with that leaky defense and with Zach Taylor calling the shots, nice job in overtime, buddy. I know you'll get to that. Nice job. Mm-hmm. But to be up 10, and what a perilous trade this is, betting the NFL. The Jacksonville game, the Cincinnati game, the Houston game, and the Vikings game. But you're up 10 with 5 minutes left, and you lost the game.
I want somebody to track this moving forward. Just your own personal bets. Do this as a thing for yourself to file away. During the early window every single week, if the games ended, like let's say at 3 o'clock Eastern time or noon Pacific, right? How are you looking at that point? And then talk to me an hour later. Like, how many times are you in a great spot the way it looks?
Yeah.
And then, as Scott Hansen has called it forever, the witching hour kicks in, and everything just falls apart. It's uncanny. Yeah. It's on a weekly basis.
I couldn't take it yesterday. I had to go for a walk. Vikings up 17. Comes down to the final play. Houston up 17. Comes down to the final play. Cincinnati up 10 with 5 minutes. You lose. Jacksonville up 14 with 5 minutes.
How did that turn into a sweat?
I don't understand it. You can't let someone get behind you 3 times in 5 minutes. You're up 14. Horrible coaching. And Pierce did it twice.
Twice. Same guy, twice. And the team had a 14-point lead. I know this. The Bengals defense, they've had a lot of injuries as well. If they're going to be this bad.
Good thing no one hired Lou as a head coach. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, then Burrow's numbers are going to be... Now, he leads the NFL in passing touchdowns today. Higgins, now that he's back healthy, had another huge game. Chase, the contract... I mean, what are they going to do moving forward? This is an organization that has notoriously been cheap, right? Yeah. They don't want to pay players. But Chase and Higgins yesterday were... And the balance, huh? We come in here and talk about how the Ravens blow 10-point leads all the time. Well, they got one back yesterday. They didn't deserve to get it back, but they did.
You're right. Lamar was Superman as well.
And Lamar's right there again. Maybe he could win a third MVP now.
Yep. You think they're done? I don't think they're done. I think they win Sunday night as well. I think the Bengals will get the win.
I think
they better. Now, if they lose Sunday, I'll come in Monday. I'll say, yes, they are done.
Well, then they're cooked at that point. That's suddenly, I wish it wasn't. Look, I wish the leagues did not have this and they could flex out because Sunday night should be Washington and Baltimore. But Bengals, Giants, suddenly today, maybe not as bad as we originally thought.
I understand CBS protecting the game, but for the sake of the league, they should have flexed out.
I agree.
So that's unfortunate. What a matchup that is. And that's in Washington? Oh, boy. Oh, things have changed.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, they might be. I can't believe this league. Like, Washington might be the best team in the league or the second best team. And you look at DraftKings today, team with the fewest wins, Cleveland. Plus 275, they're the favorites. Yeah. They think they're worse than the Patriots. And they won't make a quarterback change. Great timing talking to our guy, Tony Rizzo. They are not going to make a move. They are stuck with this contract. Your job as a coach, as a GM, anyone in that front office is to win games and save your ass. And he is going to take everyone with him and go right down with the ship. They are awful. I mean, they can't get out. They were 0 for 12 on third down against Washington. They had 212 yards against Washington.
Yeah. It's a blowout the entire time against Washington's defense, and they can't even make it look remotely competitive. They can't get garbage time yards.
No.
Or points.
No.
Against one of, if not the worst units going into football yesterday.
Yep. And the second week in a row, it gets worse. They lose. Watson looks terrible. And Flacco lights it up. Shame on the whole organization.
Well, at some
point... And you
point,
knew what they were up to last year. How do you not bring back the comeback player of the year that saved your ass and got you into the playoffs? They deserve it. They deserve a 3-win season. They did it to themselves.
At some point, either ownership or the front office has to step in. They have to sit down with Stefanski and say, I know that you've been a good soldier here, taking one for the team in front of the media, saying that Watson's going to be our guy still. We got to change our opinion on this. He can't play. I can't. He was a top 5 quarterback in the league.
I know.
Peter King.
I know.
When Deshaun Watson went down years ago with that injury, Peter King it was like a funeral on Twitter. He sent out, oh my God, I can't. Where are you from? Who is your favorite team? And how sad are you over Deshaun Watson? And people from all over the country. I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm a Commanders fan. I'm from Seattle. I'm a Seahawks fan. All over the country were chiming in saying, this is so sad to see what happened to Deshaun Watson. And the kid, he should not even be a third-string quarterback. He shouldn't even be in the league.
What happened? We've seen Steve Sachs, Mackie Sasser, Chuck Knobloch. This is just the guy can't play. Whether it's all upstairs, O-line, whatever, he can't complete a pass down the field.
All right, so we do have a Monday Night Football game to bet on tonight. There is the game that just started in Major League Baseball playoffs as well, and another one coming up in a few hours. We'll get to those coming up next here on VSiN.
Time. There's nothing more valuable. It's what drives everyone to make the most of every moment. We celebrate living large in the now. In a city where time disappears, we create experiences that electrify the soul and memories that will last forever. We go big, we go all night, and here, everyone is invited. So get loose and get loud.
This is Circa. You'll have the time of your life.
VSiN is thrilled to introduce a new VSiN.com tailor-made to the evolved needs of today's sports bettors. Our upgraded navigation streamlines your journey, allowing you to swiftly access articles, videos, and podcasts. Whether you're tuning in live or catching up on your favorite shows, everything is just a click away. VSiN.com guarantees a fluid and responsive experience across all devices, ensuring you stay connected wherever you are. We have enhanced tools such as our betting splits and expert picks, and introduce innovative features like parlay and odds calculators, all designed to make you a sharper bettor. Our how to bet section is perfect for beginners, covering the fundamentals, while seasoned bettors can delve into our advanced betting strategies for the competitive edge you've been looking for. Sign up for free on VSiN.com or become a VSiN Pro subscriber, where you can unlock unlimited access to every tool, expert picks, and insight that make VSiN the sports betting network.
Want to see who at VSiN is on a hot streak? Go to VSiN.com/picks to see all the selections and weekly leaderboard of VSiN hosts, writers, and guests. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber and get every pick sent to your inbox daily. Just head to VSiN.com/pro.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social, learn the game, and know the odds. Play with legal operators. And if you need help, reach out. Visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right, so there is a Monday Night Football game tonight. Undefeated Chiefs hosting the New Orleans Saints. Saints were the probably the biggest story of the NFL the first 2 weeks into it. That has changed after 2 losses. They still have a good defense, though. More on that coming up in a minute. Chiefs are laying 5.5 at most spots, and the total here is 43. Here's what I can't get out. We just talked about that in the entire first segment, right? Dogs of 5.5 or more crushing it this year. Exactly what the Saints are tonight. Here's what I can't stop thinking about with this Chiefs team. What's the conversation here? What's the number? If Likely's toe is down week 1,
yeah,
they lose that game. If Butker doesn't hit from 51 at the gun to beat the Bengals in week 2, if Raheem Morris kicks field goals and or they actually get the right call in the end zone and they call defensive pass interference on the Chiefs, Falcons win that game, and they're like 1-3 on the year entering this game.
Yep. Absolutely.
I can't lay 5.5 with the Chiefs.
Yep. They'll win between 1 and 4.
There you go.
They've won 10 in a row by a combined 60 points. And I took it with the Saints. It's a tough game. I took the dog. To me, it's what I've been doing the whole year. And it's the year of the kicker. Longest made field goal, 48.5 yards. Are they serious with this? Please. With these two guys, Groupie's long is 57. Butker's is 53 this year. So, and both teams to make a 33-yard field goal. And I like Kamara over receiving yards. A lot of dump-offs again and how they utilize him and Charlie check down with Carr. So, tough game, fantastic game, and see if the Chiefs can find a way to do this no matter who goes out, and we'll see if they can spread it around and get Kelsey and Schuster and other guys involved now that you lose Rice.
Now, remember, the Saints defense played the Falcons last week, and Atlanta's offense scored 36 on Thursday night in overtime against Tampa. Kirk Cousins, because of overtime, had more than 500 yards and 4 touchdowns passing. They couldn't be stopped. Couldn't get off the field. That team never scored an offensive touchdown against the Saints the previous week. The Saints on defense are 4th in the NFL at EPA per play allowed and number 2 overall in defensive DVOA.
Yeah. Oh, the run defense is ridiculous.
So there's no Pacheco. There is no Rashee Rice, right? Where are the points coming from for an offense that's been struggling for most of the year?
Yeah. 43 the total. Yeah.
That feels like a high number, too.
Saints are going to have to chuck and duck. Can't run on Kansas City. See if they can have success throwing the ball down the field. Ooh.
And by the way, this is where you want Derek Carr. You want him as a road underdog. You do not want him as like a home favorite.
Uh-huh.
In his career, he's actually been pretty good in this spot. He's got good overall numbers. I'm looking at some touchdown props for tonight, or first touchdown scored in the game. The Saints have scored the game's first touchdown in 2 of their 4 games so far this year. The Chiefs are 0 for 4. Keep that in mind, scoring the game's first touchdown if you want to bet on Chiefs players tonight. Worthy did score the team's first touchdown twice, as did Rashee Rice. For the Saints, Shaheed, Kamara, Olave, and Hill have all scored first. And the players to score first against the Chiefs, Derrick Henry, Yossi Vash for the Bengals, Drake London, and Ladd McConkey. So 3 receivers fit that bill. Could it be a Shaheed type tonight to get into the end zone, or an Olave first or maybe anytime against his Chiefs defense? They've been susceptible so far on the season.
Yeah, and who's very important to the New Orleans offense, you got to get Taysom Hill healthy and Taysom Hill back, because what he can mean, he can run all that gadget stuff, and he's great short yardage as well. And what he can mean to that offense, too. So I guess, it's a long season. It's been a tough year. But you look at what happened. Okay, you beat Carolina. So what? They're awful. Can't stop anything. You did what you did against the Cowboys. Then you had your problems against Philly, which looks worse now with their defensive issues. Mm-hmm. And then you gave that game away to Atlanta. So it's hard to get a read on the Saints right now. But I think we'll have a better idea after tonight, and some big and divisional games ahead as well.
Yeah, on Friday in Pocket, I told you that I bet Chris Jones at 12-1 to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think there's a chance for him, because of the injuries on the Saints offensive line. Chris Jones could really go off tonight, and I'm hoping for that to happen. If so, the defensive number by tomorrow could be like 8-1 or something like that. Baseball playoffs going on as well. They're in the bottom of the first in Cleveland. There is no score. Detroit actually did get a runner on in the first, could not get him across. Skubal is going, and he just struck out his first batter that he faced on 4 pitches. You bet his K's prop over 5.5?
I did, yes.
I bet Tigers.
I loved it.
I bet him minus a half a run for the first 5 at plus 105. I saw as high as minus 164 on the Tigers in the first 5 because of Skubal.
Okay, so we have 2 strikeouts already. This is a funky start time in Cleveland. The shadows are a problem, a big problem. And guess what? I have history in these start times. In 1997, Game 3, similar start time. The starters combined for 22 strikeouts. A couple years ago, the game started at 12 o'clock. There were 39 strikeouts in the 15-inning game.
Wow.
This is nuts. You can't see with the shadows. So everything K-props, nothing but K-props over today in this game.
Did you ladder him as well?
No.
You just did over 5.5?
I just took Skubal big, because I don't know how long Boyd's going to be in the game. But it's all about the strikeouts in this game. This is nuts. I think that was Hershiser and Mussina in 97, 22 combined Ks, and then 2 years ago, 39 strikeouts in a 15-inning game.
That's quite a few. In the late game tonight, got to tell you, I like the Royals.
Yes,
Reagan's has been great. Go back a week in the playoffs against Baltimore, 6 innings, 3 hits, 6 Ks, 3 walks, no earned runs. The walks have been a problem. Since September 6th, he made 4 starts. We're talking about an ERA of 1.08, 0.36 home runs per 9. You're not getting the long ball off of him, but 26 Ks to 11 walks. He has to cut that out tonight. He cannot be putting Yankees on base via the free pass. Rodon has not pitched since September 27th. He was not great against Pittsburgh. Also, something to track tonight with Rodon. He's been in New York for 2 years. He made 8 home starts at night this year. ERA, 4.03 with a FIP of 4.91, 37.7% hard hit rate, which is high. Last year, at night, at home, 5.47 ERA, 5.93 FIP, a 1.42 WHIP, only 5.8 Ks per 9, and a 46% hard hit rate, which is extremely high. And Perez has owned him over the years, 13 to 26 with 3 long balls.
Yeah, how about that? He allowed the 5th most stolen bases, too. So I bet Witt to have a stolen base. Well, I mean, there's a lot to look at here. Number one, the Yankees have to be ecstatic that Cole did another strikeout, Skubal. That Cole didn't have it. Stanton and Judge do nothing, and they win the game, and they had that kind of offensive
Royals
production.
had to have that game.
Yes, so best of 5, if you're down 0-2, only 11% all time have come back to win. I'm going to call him out in about an hour. Judge is an abomination in the playoffs since 2020. He has struck out 34% of his postseason career at-bats, second worst all time. Come on, man. This doesn't get enough attention.
No, it does not.
Put the ball, second and third, nobody out. Put the ball in play.
Yeah.
What do you think? First base is open. What do you think they're going to do? Change up, right? Or stuff away? Or come on.
Yep.
I mean, this guy's a joke how bad he's been.
I like that you said that. Does not get enough attention. That's all we heard about a player like Barry Bonds forever until he finally corrected it late in his career with the Giants.
Yeah.
Right? He got absolutely bashed for his horrific playoff performances.
You can't even play Stanton as far as I'm concerned. That's like Watson Part 2 because of the contract. Stanton's an automatic out as well. But anyways, you love in life that you got that offensive production out of the other guys and won the game and what those guys didn't do. So I like Kansas City as well. And but this is, I mean, it's right there for the Yankees. You have to go right through the AL Central to get to the World Series, and you take Game 1. And now we'll see if they can get to Reagan's or what they. The thing about this is Kansas City has 23 hits in the playoffs. 21 are singles.
Yeah, wow.
That's not going to work out.
No. So
you're going to have to, if you're going to have to steal some bases, come up with timely hits again, and for them to finally do that, you know, I think it was just the Baltimore situation looks worse of what happened. That they couldn't hit against Baltimore. But, you know, Reagan's and Lugo were great, but also are you going to rip Baltimore for what happened and say this is a whole different team here with the Yankees in a much better lineup and with playoff experience?
You want to grab the Dodgers at a plus price to come back and win the series now? Tied at 1 apiece after losing last night?
I want no part of them. I love the Padres.
They are seriously going to – they have to, right? Because they have so many injuries with pitching. Walker Buehler's going to go in Game 3?
I don't know what they're going to do in Game 4.
I was going to say, what do they do beyond that then?
They are throwing a guy – in a pivotal playoff game, who is 1-6 with a 5.38. Think about that.
That's
with this Dodger payroll. That's who they have to trot out there. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know what happens in Game 4. He does have great numbers career against the Padres, but after a home run derby. in the bad blood here and the trash talk, this is something. This series is fire, what this is. And it's going to be rocking in San Diego. And Wednesday's going to be nuts with 4 games going on.
What a terrible job by the Dodgers fans.
How do you do that?
Absolute losers. Kick them out. Never let them back in the stadium ever again. I'm dead serious. They can't. They already made that ruling and I missed it.
Well, they did it to Tatis too.
No, I know. Yeah.
Both games
Gone.
they were throwing at Profar.
Lifetime ban. You're out. Was it worth it, guys, to do that? I mean, how long was the delay, by the way? Took forever last night.
Yeah, that took a while.
All right. Up next, Circa Survivor pays out more than $14 million this year. It's down to 221 entries with the Chiefs pending tonight. I had an entry entering the weekend. Did I survive? I'll tell you coming up next.
VSiN's got you covered for the start of the season with our football special. For $175, you'll get access to everything VSiN has to offer. With VSiN Pro, you'll receive daily picks straight to your inbox, detailed analysis on every game, and exclusive data like our betting splits to help you become a sharper bettor. Get all of this for just $175 through the Super Bowl. Or try a monthly subscription and get your first 30 days for only $9.99. Don't miss out on this offer. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
VSiN.
So, Circa Survivor, the contest, $1,000 an entry. You can get up to 10 per person. It's worth more than $14 million this year. It was down to 480 people entering week 5. One person had Tampa on Thursday night. So we entered Sunday's play with 479.
What a beat. What a sick way to lose.
160 people had the Seahawks yesterday. 86 had the 49ers. 33 were on Jacksonville. That got hairy. 29 were on Green Bay. Also another one.
Very hairy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Chewbacca.
16 more are on the Chiefs tonight. 6 had the Patriots.
I couldn't believe it. I saw that right away. That was my first reaction. If they beat you, so be it. You took the worst team in the league. I don't care who they're playing. With Brissett, he's throwing for 120 yards a game. It's not 1982.
Yeah, it's down to 480 people.
I was surprised.
Unless that's people, did anybody do like an option there? Because 3 were also on the Dolphins. But at this point, you want to, I don't know, I can't give away an entry.
I know it's hard, but that surprised me, how many teams were used. And you got to be sick if you had San Francisco. I mean, they're going to put the baby to bed. Yep. Mason fumbles, no kicker. Were you tracking that in play? I could not believe the in play. Arizona's deep in San Francisco territory. They're only $1.90 to win the game.
Oh, late. Yeah, no.
San Francisco doesn't have a kicker.
Yeah, no, I was betting Arizona late.
You have to go the length of the field.
Yeah, yep.
Because he made one, but then he didn't try it, and it was 4th and 23. I'm like, they're screwed. He doesn't have a kicker.
Yep. Live, I was betting Arizona. On the flip side, I was also betting Seattle when they were driving and they were going to set up that field goal. So I wanted to be on Seattle in case they were going to win, and 160 people got past here in Circa Survivor.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, I'll tell you who I was on here in a minute. But so now we are down to 221.
Yeah. There's a guy who has 6 left.
Oh, that's
how's
amazing.
That possible? Interview him right now for that documentary. There's someone who has 6 left. He only lost 2. He had 8. He only lost 2. So it was a blessing that he couldn't use one of the big boys.
Right.
And still, I think he went a lot on the Bears. Good move. But he only lost 2. Guy's got 6 left. There's 220 left.
So the dance that he has done to get to this point and still have 6 out of 221. If the Chiefs lose tonight, we're down to 205 per the tweet that Circa sent out.
Huh.
I think my math is right on that. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. It's 221 because the Steelers got eliminated last night. So 221 right now.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm watching maybe you'll know who I was on. I'm watching the London game yesterday, up bright and early, as everybody else was. First of all, I can't get over how bad the Jets are. I
think they found something.
What's that? What'd they find?
Hackett is so bad.
He's awful.
And can't make adjustments that they have to say, listen, we can't run the ball. We have to go spread them out, quick passes, and get everyone involved.
Well, okay. I am dreading that this is going to be a completely wasted year because the defense is awesome.
Yeah.
You could not throw on that Jets secondary yesterday.
Yeah.
And as I'm watching the game, I'm losing my mind. It's almost as if Kevin O'Connell, the head coach for the Minnesota Vikings, was trolling me yesterday because we have heaped nothing but praise his way now for a year and a half. I think he's unbelievable, has done a fantastic job with this team. The play calling by KOC yesterday, when you were up 17-0 in that game, and Darnold threw 31 times, and every single time it's a deep shot down the field against a secondary that was called plenty for pass interference or for holding. You couldn't complete a pass. DJ Reed, by the way, Reed's better than Sauce Gardner. I think Sauce Gardner is completely overrated, but that's neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. Their secondary is absurdly good. Their defense overall is phenomenal.
Look at his numbers. Darnold completed 14 passes.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And yet every single play was Darnold dropping back to pass. Hey, let me throw it 40 yards down the field to get into double coverage. How'd that go? Oh, it's another 3-play drive for 19 seconds and a punt yet again?
Yeah.
So up 17-0. I'm feeling pretty good with Vikings in pocket, Circa Survivor. Then it turns into that absolute madhouse, and heart rate is going 350 miles an hour for the last 90 minutes of the game.
Mike Williams isn't even looking back for the ball on the third down pass that was intercepted. Biggest play of the game, and maybe your season. The guy's not even looking back for the ball. I mean, do they get Adams? Maybe. But I also certainly... Here's what I was talking about, and there'll be more of this coming up. They're 28th in the league in motion, using motion.
Yeah.
It's like this guy will not get to 2024 and get with the times.
Like, is he aware of that?
He has no idea what he's doing. They didn't do it in Denver. They're 25th in play action. They're 28th in motion. Wilson had 22 targets in the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that might, to the point now where you can't even run. My God, if you took Breece Hall on futures or in fantasy.
I do.
God bless you. Because they can't run the ball.
No, they have.
That's the only hope they have is like, let's just go shotgun. Let's use the cadence, and let me just go short and just try to, Lazard with all these drops doesn't help. Lazard, Wilson, maybe Adams, Conklin, occasionally a Williams, mix it in, and we'll go from there because I have a nasty defense. But this, boy, oh boy.
So I do have like futures on the Jets. I bet them at the Westgate at 30-1 to win the Super Bowl before the season started because it was by far and away the best number out there. And I can recall on the show several times making a case why they could be good. Like when you looked at unit by unit, the D-line, the linebackers, the secondary, it's elite. That's one of the best defenses in football. So I knew that they were going to come and play every single Sunday. I could not believe how highly ranked the offensive line was from some people. I saw them as high as number 5, and I thought that's being very generous here because that's a total question mark to me, and it's playing out at this point. I also thought, well, we're totally good with running backs. We're absolutely fine with wide receivers. And if Rodgers can stay healthy, I have faith that the guy's going to be okay. The problem that I did not factor into the whole Jets equation enough at the beginning of the year was just how bad the Saleh-Hackett combination is.
That's it.
If it's not the worst in football, it's in the conversation.
Yep. I know.
How about Saleh at halftime, interviewed during the game, NFL Network, we're fine. We just got to keep doing what we're doing.
What an incredible comment.
I just was like,
that is so dumb.
Oh my God, this guy.
That's all you need to know. Yep. Go run your stairs, bozo. Run your stupid stairs before the game. What are you, 20? He's 20 and 37 as a head coach.
Oh, yeah.
In their face, too. In their face. Belichick, Vrabel available. Jets, Browns, rub it right in the dog poop. It's a disgrace.
It is.
Nah, we're good. Well, let's run it back. We're fine with Watson. No, let's let Flacco go. 352 touchdowns. Okay.
Abomination.
Get a Belichick, Vrabel. Now we're good with this guy who's 20 and 37. And then Rodgers, BFF, who has no clue what he's doing after that all-time bad job in Denver. Yeah, sure. Let's bring him in as OC. Yep. I mean, you bring Adams. I mean, you don't know what to do with it.
No, it would be a waste.
You know, it's like a virgin sitting there with a porn star. Like, I don't know what to do. I mean, it's laughable.
So, also, Rodgers did look really bad in the first half.
Yeah, the pick six was atrocious.
Terrible. And it's like, are those passes going to get corrected if Devontae Adams is on the team?
Yeah, they had it cook in the second half, though. I mean, should have won the game. But that's why I think maybe they found something. That's a nasty Minnesota defense. But again, you got to get on the same page.
I have no faith in the Jets. I'm done. I'm all out in the Jets.
Oh, no. They're going to win. They're going to win Monday night. Bills are a mess. Josh Allen's also concussed. Can't believe he went back in the game.
How was he allowed to go back in?
They brought the smelling salts out for the guy.
That's what woke him up. So if you think the Bills are a mess.
Strikeout Scuba.
I mean, it's not close how much worse the Jets are right now.
Yeah, Jets win the game Monday. But, I mean, I'm not there yet. But I understand it's a horrible coaching staff.
It is.
But there is a lot of talent on that team. And if they get Adams, and I think they found something there in the second half, but that Denver loss and then the first half against Minnesota, yikes.
So every entry remaining as of right now is worth, per my math, a little bit more than $64,000. And if the Chiefs go out tonight, it'll go up. I think it's like 71 or 72,000.
You going to call Survivor Sweat? What are you going to do?
I am not.
Yeah, you're fine? Nothing?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying I'm fine, but...
You going to sell a piece, something?
No.
Get the poker community involved? Then?
There's a lot of football left.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of football left.
Yeah.
So, I'm not...
I was surprised who you used because you were ripping Hackett on X.
Well, by the way, it came down. The other team that we were going to go with, the Steelers.
Oh.
I would have lost my mind last night. Oh. Although the Cowboys completely outplayed them. But the way they lost the game would have been, and I also would have been hammering Cowboys in play, but...
How about McCarthy calling a timeout with 50 seconds when you're inside the 5-yard line? Yeah. You have all three timeouts.
Of course.
You don't want to give Pittsburgh the ball back with time, right? That I couldn't believe. Oh, What a weekend. In the longest day in NFL history. We have the London game and we have the 90-minute weather delay. And I thought the guys at NBC did a good job filling the 90 minutes. Did you see? Oh, boy. I'm not going to pump our tires. We're very good. But those guys couldn't ad-lib a fart yesterday if they ate a can of baked beans during that pregame. Follow the Money has a great offer. Today's the final day. Get 40% off the football season special when you use promo code FTM. Every best bet, every host, every guest. 19 hours of live programming, exclusive betting splits, 40% off this week only. Promo code FTM. It expires today. Code FTM. Get it now.
Up next, win some, lose some. Pauly will tell you about a 100-to-1 bet that cashed, and you won't believe the beats over the weekend.
In the heart of downtown Las Vegas, a sports oasis awaits. Stadium Swim, the ultimate outdoor amphitheater, built for the ultimate sports fan, with a colossal screen that brings the game closer than ever. Reserve a daybed, private cabana, or lounge in the center of it all. 6 pools to dive into as the game heats up. And the best part, there's never an off-season. Open 365 days a year. Stadium Swim, it's always spectator season.
Looking for the ultimate sports betting podcasts? VSiN has got you covered. With a wide range of podcasts covering every major sport, we're here to help you make smarter bets every season. The Baseball Betting Show with Greg Peterson gives you daily insights into finding value on each day's MLB card. And check out Long Shots, where we deep dive into the world of golf betting, providing you with expert insights to help you bet every tournament. Find all of these podcasts and more at VSiN.com/podcasts or your favorite podcast platform. was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Oh, what a weekend. I love it. I love this racket. First touchdown in the early games. Ravens 7-1. They did it by 20 seconds. What a sweat. Highest scoring game. Ravens-Bengals 4-1. Lowest scoring game. Patriots-Dolphins 3-1. Most points. Ravens 6-1. Fewest points. The Patriots and the Panthers dead heat 8-1. Every team to score a touchdown. Plus 350. Cash it. Our offense is back. Saw some good games. Maybe. That was a good start.
I think some are pretty decent. They're improving for sure.
Yeah. Early game favorites, 7-0 straight up, 6-1 ATS. Most passing yards, Burrow, 8-1. Most receiving, Chase, 12-1. Most rushing, Tracy. I little help. I didn't see a price. Guy for the Giants had the most rushing.
He led the day, huh?
I didn't see any number on that. Wow. Ham, anytime touchdown, 20-1. Ham went ham. Hayward in the Sunday night game, first touchdown, 100-1, anytime, 30-1. How about that? What a ticket that was.
Yeah, I know. I had Freiermuth and Dowdell.
Did you?
First, not anytime.
Oh, okay.
Killer.
Good sweat. Just a regular Saturday in college football. Nothing to see here. Vandy, 14-1 on the money line. They were 0-60 against top 50 teams. Arkansas, plus 450. Their first home win against a top 5 team since 1999.
Wow, 25 years, huh?
Yep. James Madison. What happened?
Bye-bye.
Louisiana Monroe, 5-1.
Yeah.
I forgot about the look-ahead spot. They're on national TV Thursday against Coastal.
Well, the playoff run was fun while it lasted.
I know. Charlotte, plus 275. Texas Tech, plus 180. They're having a good year. SMU, 2-1. Goes into Louisville and beats them. Minnesota, 2-1. Lincoln Riley, yikes. Syracuse, plus 180. Vicious call win against the Rebels, and they lose Friday night. Houston, plus 550. What? How did TCU make a title game?
No kidding.
How did that happen? Tulane, most points of the week, 15-1. UFC, McGee by sub 7-1 to win in round 1, 10-1. Span sub 6-1. Almeida by decision 6-1. Pereira, did you see Roundtree's face?
Yeah, I
did. The bloody mess. Looked like a horror film.
Mangled.
Pereira, round 4, 12-1. Delize, knockout 8-1 to win in round 1, 12-1. EPL, Brentford did it again. Can you believe it? 5 matches in a row. There's been a goal in the first minute. 22 seconds, 23 seconds, 37 seconds, 26 seconds, and 1 minute in again. Man talked about, how can that be? No. That's got to be 1 billion to 1. 5 matches in a row they've scored in the first minute.
Well, by the way, Luke found this. Like, you can bet this.
Huh.
Will there be a goal in the first 10, 15 minutes of the match at a nice plus price?
I can't believe it. They did it again. Good call, Meatman. Everton, Newcastle draw plus 260. Leicester City to win plus 260. Chelsea, Nottingham Forest draw plus 360. Aston Villa, Man U draw plus 290. League One, Bolton draw plus 330. Charlton beat Birmingham plus 350. Will a team hit 5 home runs in a playoff game? Cash it. How about 6? Padres tie the record. That cashes. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. Look at this. The dog, the human leaves. He has to go to work. The dog is feeling lonely, picks up the human's shoe, brings it up on the couch next to him to feel close to him. And the smell, right? Look at that. He takes a nap with the shoe. That's awesome. We don't deserve them. They're so good.
Yeah, Guardian just got out of the third. 2 guys were on, 2 with 1 out. Damn it.
Okay. And how about the look at the bear here trying to take a nap on the hammock. The hammock not going well, right? We saw this. Remember we showed this with the Cubs before, where 3 of them are on and they all keep falling over because they can't. And this guy's trying to figure it out about, let me take a nap, and he's visibly frustrated. I don't blame him. He's like, how do I want to sit on? You're too big, buddy. Can't do it.
Well, hammocks can be tricky.
Yeah, Bear's trying to take a nap and he can't get it done.
I will tell you, I'm not a great napper, but outside, nice breezy day on a hammock, it's the best spot for me. It's awesome for naps.
Yeah. Plenty of lose some. NC State and Kansas are now 0-6 ATS. Ooh. Old Dominion, Coastal Carolina under. 55.5 down to 50. 45-37 final. Louisiana Lafayette from 14 up to 18. No good. Bet for the books. Bad for Trent Dilfer. Is he still there? He can't be. Tulane, 13.5 up to 19.5. Put 71 on UAB. Tennessee, Arkansas under, 61 down to 57. Easy winner. Nevada, San Jose State over, 47.5 up to 51. Easy winner. Army from 11 up to 14. Winner. USC, Minnesota under, 52 down to 45.5. Colorado State, 13.5 down to 10. Almost won the game. Lost in overtime. Vaught Tech, 6 up to 9.5. Michigan State, 24.5 down to 21.5. UFC 307, Harrison from 650 up to 1,000. Here are your beats. Mets, Phillies, game 1 under. 1-0 in the 8th. How do you lose that?
Well, I mean, it's...
Come on.
They could not give Zach Wheeler any more runs than that.
That too, I know. This Mets thing, they never believe they're out of a game, and the Cardiac Kids, this series, the comebacks, no lead is safe. Diaz horrible in that ballpark.
Yep. I bet them both times so far when they're down.
Yeah.
They came back to win game 1, could not get the job done in game 2.
How about the Phillies bullpen? How bad can you be here?
I know.
Tigers Guardians. It opened 7.5 and it got 7. Game 1. 5-0 in the first. 7-0 final. Oregon laying 23 or 24. Michigan State and Jonathan Smith kicked a field goal down 24 with 30 seconds.
Well, here's where you're loving life if you back the Spartans. Right? You're not going to ask questions to Jonathan Smith. You're going to send him a thank you card.
Cal plus 370 on the money line. 35-10 midway through the third quarter. Miami's biggest comeback since 2003. ACC teams were 1-401 in the last 20 years, down 25 plus.
How did they possibly lose that game?
Cam Ward went nuts.
And what an unbelievable scene, Berkeley.
You're right.
They all showed a great job by the kids.
Good for them.
Love to see it. Yep. It was great. And then they blow the game like that.
Genty, over 189.5 rushing yards. 186 at halftime, pulled.
That kind of hurts, huh?
Oh, first carry of the game. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye, Grandpa. Bye-bye.
Boy, does he's
the favorite to win the Heisman
Man,
now.
does he look good.
Yep. Nico Collins, over 80 yards receiving. He had a bomb in the first quarter. He had 2 for 78. He pulled a hammy. He's going to miss some time.
Now he's week to week, yep.
And the Bengals, +3 or +2.5. Up 10 with 5 minutes. And then McPherson in overtime. Hell of a job, Taylor. Man, it's a 53-yard. It's a gimme. I mean, what could go wrong? Whoops. If you ever get red-hot betting, you think your picks are worth money, Juice Reel, changing the way sports bettors buy and sell betting advice. You and everyone else links their accounts into Juice Reel. All your history loads into the free app. Everyone's bets imported straight from the books. You're as good as your betting data says you are. Unlock the picks that real talented bettors have their money on. Get paid real money when other people unlock your picks. Fully transparent betting advice from real people only on Juice Reel. REEL, Juice Reel. Grab it, download it, get it. Real app now, get it, Juice Reel.
One thing, and I know we do this every single week, can we please get to a point in football, college, and the NFL where we clean up the calls? The roughing the passer against UNLV on Friday night on 3rd and 20. Yeah. This team was live to make the playoffs. And as we talked about a lot last week and over the years on this show, for people who don't know and don't live in Las Vegas, don't pay attention, they were arguably like the worst program in college football. One of them for sure, for many, many years. They could never get it right. Then all of a sudden this year, it's an unbelievable story. Odom's done a great job. They cover all these games. 3rd and 20, the defender is going, he's like touching McCord while McCord's got the ball and throwing it. There was nothing egregious about that by the defender whatsoever. You cannot throw that flag. You can, even if you talk about it, and then it's targeting. But can we tinker with the rules a little bit?
How bad is that?
We can go back and talk about whether or not it's targeting, but we can't pick up the roughing the passer flag? Come on.
What is that? And it's an ACC crew.
Yeah, right. If that cost them a spot in the playoffs, that's absolutely sick.
And I had no problem with the Miami call. The guy hit him with his shoulder. What do we ask? Stay out of the way and don't decide the game. If you call that on Miami, it decides the game, and that's on the quarterback for not having his head on a swivel.
Right.
The guy got lit up. That's a hard hit. That's football.
Well, I'll give you another one that I did have a major problem with. The roughing the punter.
Oh, no.
On the Vikings.
Yes.
That allowed the Jets to keep the drive alive, and they went down to score a touchdown on a really long drive. What are we doing?
He's like when we were kids going down the hill when you're rolling.
Yeah.
He's like rolls into him, gently touches him, and a guy like he got shot from the upper deck.
That's exactly
the
right.
Acting. There should be that's a 5-yard penalty. It's not 15.
Exactly right. And it hit the plant leg. Come on, use common sense here. You're exactly right. Maybe he was pushed, rolled into him a little bit like that. Clearly tried to. Come on, scribble another K.
I think that's 5 already.
I think that's 5 already in the game.
Mitch, you can't see with the shadows, my friend.
All right. We'll discuss some teams that are in serious trouble, so much so that we could see a quarterback change with one of them this week coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
A new football season means a new lineup on VSiN. Start your day with sharp betting and